Vivian with a crazy lead in just 21 big blinds. Vivian's all in here. Michael's going to go all in as well. This is another huge pot.
You know what? You know what? Bounty. Bounty. Bounty.
We get another three-way all in.
Do this. You got me.
9.
You got me. 10. I'm coming for the bounty. I want 2 of these bounties. I want 2 bounties.
So an ace basically ends this entire thing.
Pretty much.
She'd be like...
Are we three-handed or four-handed?
There's one more player, but she'd be like some huge chip stack advantage in a heads up.
Yep, she's looking for an ace here and only an ace. Otherwise, Michael will be our chip leader. Oh! She can't lose. Look at her. She just can't believe it.
She's unbeatable.
I think she's won like 6 bounties.
We could end the tournament this hand.
We should, shouldn't we?
It looks like we might.
Wow, there it is. The all in the call. I mean, ace 10 10s. It's set up hand. This is an 8.4 million chip pot. But more importantly,
70% of the time, this is done.
Yeah, I mean, I believe this or the next one would be the last hand before the break, but we might not get there. Leon just 5 cards away from possibly winning his first major title. Jack 8-5, nothing there for Adrian.
Big favorite now, Leon.
That queen would be a really interesting sweat card. There's an 8. Only an ace will save Adrian.
Leon for the title.
Oh!
My life.
You've got to be kidding me. Who left the barn door open? Adrian Constantine, the online qualifier, finds an ace from space. Hits it on the river. Doubles up to 8.4 million. We were 1 card away from our beds, Nick.
Look at that. That never happens.
Yeah, no, and this is
That never happens.
Yeah, not only does Pinto flop the actual stone cold nuts here, but his opponents actually have something. Jakobsen's got top 2.
This is like a movie flop.
I mean, look at this. De Jong's got a pair of queens with no spade. Pinto has the nuts, and Martin has top 2 pair. Martin just calls. Let's see if Martin can get away from this one. Pinto taking a chance here. You don't want to see a spade. Really doesn't want to see a spade.
Yeah, the odds against the spade though, right? So
Oh, yes.
I'm not into slow playing, you know, but it's a more defensible slow playing spot.
All right, that's another bad card for Pinto in terms of trying to get action. Players might be a little bit more concerned.
This is brutal, you know. We could lose Jakobsen on almost the first hand since we got him at the feature table. He only has a little over a pot size bet left.
Yeah, no.
But luckily, Pinto's going to slow play
This
himself.
might check through, though, now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's going to. Pinto's slow playing himself into missing value.
Because when Pinto raises pre-flop from under the gun and then check calls the flop, he's going to have like ace. He's going to have an ace here a lot. I mean, what is he check calling with? I mean, De Jong is bluffing now. I don't understand this bet.
No, I don't understand this bet. This is a very optimistic bet.
Like, what is he putting his opponents on? Because keep in mind, like, one of your opponents might have the ace of spades, which means they have a pair of aces. They're not folding.
It's just a very optimistic bet.
This is going to check through, maybe, right?
I mean, I can't even.
Because I get excited.
No, it's just like okay, thank God. Like if you checked again, I mean, like now Jakobsen.
He is a tough decision.
Jakobsen has a tough decision, especially because he's getting such a good price. I suppose it could be a weirdly played ace king.
What's the worst hand he has here? Like
Ace king.
Ace jack with the ace of spades?
Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, you could have that too.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, his line is so weird that he might get paid because and because he doesn't have that many chips, and because Jakobsen can beat Ace King and Ace Jack.
Yeah. Like, it's almost never a bluff. Well, the ace in the turn really hurt his cause because the hand that might be bluffing is the ace of spades. And now that ace of spades has made a pair. So he's not bluffing that hand anymore. If he gets paid, the reason he gets paid is because the price. Martin's getting 4-1. The fact that he's thinking about it is a testament to how good Martin is. I mean, he has 2 pair and he's getting 4-1. That's...
So it's not, but the way he played it, it's hard to make that lay down. You're absolutely right. Even though it does look really strong the way Pinto played it. Certainly.
That's great. That is a great laydown.
Good laydown.
That's world class.
That's your hand of the day right there.
After getting bluffed out, picks up pocket queens.
3 ways to the flop, and De Jong may be in trouble.
Wow, and he leads out. That's a definitely an unorthodox play.
Like I said, it's unusual.
Rossi, I think, was floating, hoping that Shiano would fold, and that maybe he could take it away.
Yeah.
You always hate when that happens. It's a strange hand. Obviously with De Jong leading out.
Like, what's Rossi thinking about here? Oh, he wants...
and he's trying to rep a 3.
He's repping a 3, premeditated. Okay.
I don't know if it's premeditated as much as I don't think he thinks that De Jong is this strong. And when Shiano just calls, he doesn't think Shiano has anything. Needless to say, both their players are at the top of their range. I mean, they both have monsters. Well, he got the best hand to fold.
I mean, it's a pretty cool bluff if it works.
It's a cool bluff regardless, really. This is, dare I say, Dwan-esque. It is. This is something that Tom Dwan would have done 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are you doing?
I mean, if Rossi wins this pot with A7,
it's ridiculous. I don't.
Yeah, but the way it's gone down,
yeah,
he might. It's hard to give him credit for the bluff because very few people would make this bluff.
No. Like, there's no draw.
Right.
Like, what are you bluffing with?
Rossi can shove it.
Wow! That is awesome. How did that just happen?
Tamasian gets aces for the 3rd time in... How long is it since the cool hand, do you think? The 3rd time in an hour of play, because we had the break. Certainly in 2 hours. Absolutely amazing. Now here, I don't understand him not 3-betting. He flat-called once before from the small blind, and I thought that was a little bit more understandable, but he's been 3-betting version in. So, and he's been doing it, not tons and tons, but he's done it once or twice with different hands. And I don't understand why you wouldn't. I don't understand why you wouldn't 3-bet here. Well, we can see the cards, and we can be very confident that Tamasian's going to win this pot. You just get the feeling Versionin's just like Versionin's thinking about doing something silly. And there you go. I mean, obviously this looks bad because Tamasian has aces, so let's not just play the cards we can see in terms of thinking about this hand. But Versionin's doing this with really not much going on this board. And now he gets flat called. If he doesn't improve on the turn, I mean, he's I think it's pretty spewy. So now he picks up outs. So he had a little bit of backdoor equity, I suppose. And this is so there's a thing in poker where people do things that are premeditated. So they kind of have wanted to do this anyway. And I feel like that's what we're watching, where Vershinin gets flat called pre-flop, and he just has decided he wants to win this pot. Now, the fun thing is, it might work, because a strong right arm is the most powerful weapon in No Limit Hold'em, and Tamazian here now genuinely looks like he's got doubt. Like we've seen him act before, but he doesn't like that 8. I mean, he'll obviously be scared of the big hands that Vershinin can have, and he also probably won't be thinking that he's going to be doing this as light as he is. So I have some sympathy for him here, but I don't think he can fold. Certainly right now. This is a really big pot. Out of nowhere, I thought the hand was going to be over on the flop. And yikes, that is a great bluffing card. Now, the only Vershinin may worry that it actually is a card that helps Tamazian's hand, because it looks like Tamazian has a hand like Jack 10, the way this hand has been played. But Vershinin can't win unless he bluffs. This is a great spot. We have had so many fun hands on this stream. And if Vershinin can find a bet here, I think he wins. Because now, Tamazian can only beat a bluff. $1.3 million in the middle. Tamazian has a little bit less than that in his stack. I tell you, this is hard to bluff, because even though Vershinin knows he can't win unless he does, that board is equally scary in terms of him thinking about Tamazian's range. Like, he can't put him on aces, he didn't 3-bet. But he follows through on his aggression, and this is what really terrifying No Limit Hold'em players do. They put you to the test and put you under maximum pressure. You can do all the logical analysis you want of No Limit Hold'em, but in tournaments, in some spots, being put under pressure is the problem. And if you look at Tamazian right now, that is a man under pressure. And be honest, how would you feel with the aces right now? You've been check raised on the flop, big bet on the turn, big bet on the river on a super connected board. You can only beat a bluff. Plus it's for almost all of your chips, by the way. Look at that board. It's such a bad board for aces. Ooh, although he gave it up there, Vershinin. He looked really weak there. If Tamazian goes off a live read, I thought he looked weak, right? That kind of little submissive nod, that little inauthentic half laugh, but not a real laugh. That reaction, if he was 50-50, that would make me call. What a sick spot. Oh, what a call. Oh, he's read him brilliantly. He's backed his judgment. That is such a hard call. He deserves all the chips he's getting. And I really think he gave it up. I really think he gave it up. The live read was there for Tamazian to see. He looked at him, he thought for a little bit, and he backed his gut. What a read.